Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am scrapbooking the very last of the Jelly Belly factory tour photos, so that's exciting. We're going to get that off the list. And I'm also going to be using my Citrus Twist kit, and I'm only using certain things. I'm using this white cardstock that came in the kit. I'm going to try doing some sort of mixed media on the background. I have the cut apart sheet, the acrylic word here that says happy, and then I have the puffy stickers, and I also have the acrylic stars, and also the stars and the buttons that came in the Maggie Holmes Carousel Ephemera pack. So that is my plan so far. Let's see what I can do.
So I start off making a huge mistake. I don't gesso my background, and I just put some water down, and I'm not sure if it's I forgot, or I didn't think about it, or for some reason I was thinking that the gelatos would blend a lot better, but I should have put gesso down. That way I could have blended the colors like I saw them in my head, and instead they stayed as these lines. And at this point, this is when I'm realizing it's not blending. So I just squirt some more water on there just so I can pull that top layer of color and get it all the way across the page, just so I know that something exciting can happen, but I do need that base color all the way across the page instead of that stark white. So after thinking about this for a second, what I decide to do is grab a stencil, and I'm just going to distress ink the stencil by moving it around the page, and it's going to kind of camouflage these dark lines that I have going around. And I didn't dry the paper, so the paper is still damp, and I like that. I like the way that the distress ink came through. It came through like brighter and darker and bolder in some places than had I just been doing this on top of a plain cardstock. So I do kind of go all the way around the page with this. And I'm not going to make you watch me distressing the entire page. It's going to pop forward in a second here. So voila, and we're done. So I just decide that I'm going to do my photos on top of each other like this. And I'm looking at it and I'm realizing that the pink is almost lost. Like the blue camouflaged beautifully underneath. The purple lines are still there, but the pink is almost lost. Now, I thought I was going to use that transparency. I decide not to. That is from my Rediscover Your Stash kit. I do, however, instead to go with this pink paper from Echo Park. And I believe this is the Here and Now collection. And I just go ahead and pop those down on the paper and just get a nice little pink edge. And when I put this down, you can see the pink a little bit better. It's interesting because I'm trying to camouflage these harsh lines, but I still want you to be able to see it. And I decide that that little photo that I had cropped down definitely needs a border. So I just grabbed some white and decided to border it up with the white. Now I'm thinking about getting a little guillotine trimmer. I used to have the old Creative Memories trimmer, the little like slap down one that goes whoop, and that's the noise in my head I hear whenever I see a guillotine trimmer being used. I hear whoop. So I used to be a CM consultant way back in the day, and I had one, and I loved it. But then I kind of was like, no more CM, and got rid of just about everything except for my circle cutters and my punches and the albums, which I loved. But I'm thinking about getting it again. Just because I miss the little whoop. Anyway, so I pulled out some vellum to kind of do like a banner. And I'm putting a lot of adhesive underneath the photos. Now remember, this layout is still wet, like it's damp still. I haven't dried it, I haven't weighed it. I'm just kind of like, I gotta get this done, I gotta get moving. So I pull out the acrylic happy word, And the blue is a good match for the blue that I have going on in the layout. And that did come in my Citrus Twist kit. So I just layer that up on top of the vellum because I really like the lines that are peeking out of the photo right there because it gives it a great base to put my acrylic word on as the title. And but I didn't want to just leave it there, and I didn't want to cover it up completely, so vellum is a good solution for that. Now I do pull some words from the cut apart sheet, and I use fun and let the show begin. Now this was a little game that they had set up, I would say kind of halfway through the Jelly Belly factory tour, and it was all digital where you watched the screen and jelly beans came flying at you, digitally of course, so it was like a virtual game, and you had to knock them out of the way. So you had saves and goals. And at the end, they take a picture of you just up for a second and put it under this, in this gold frame that says champion. So it's a lot of fun. And it's something you would think like the kids would really get into, and they did. The kids really got into it. However, there were a couple adults, not in our group, but there were a couple of adults that really got into it. So that was exciting and fun to watch. And when I say group, meaning our family came with us. Some extended family had visited us. So that's when I say group, like we weren't in a group with strangers. So I just grabbed the Chamel thickers from Go Now to Go, which everybody says are gold, but I still think they're a little bit more coppery. But I just layer that up. So the title is Happy Fun, and I actually say words like this. Like, I actually say that was happy fun. So it's not just these words that I'm trying to use up from a sticker sheet. I kind of have my own language sometimes, where I say my own thing and I make up my own words and like little silly fun stuff. So that day was happy fun. That's all there is to it. Now I pull out the Better Together sticker sheet from Amy Tangerine, and there are some pieces on it, but these are clear stickers, and when you put the clear sticker over that exciting background, you can't really see it. So I decide to lay these clear stickers on like a gray-blue cardstock, and then I just cut them out. And the gold stars that you see scattered on the page are from the Maggie Holmes Carousel Ephemera Pack, and the acrylic stars, the light blue acrylic stars, are actually from the Citrus Twist kit. It's one of the exclusives that they sent. And I really like these stars. Like, they are my jam. So I just layer up these two little pieces. One's a Polaroid sticker and one was a record with the record poking out, but I cut off the record because the record really didn't fit, but I like the sentiment on the sticker. So I'm just going to layer these up, and they're going to go in the upper left-hand corner of the layout. And I'm just moving the stars out of the way and getting these to tuck under a little bit. And the sentiment says Sweet Life, and I figured that was appropriate for Jelly Belly Tour. I just go ahead and ink the edge a little bit, just to give it a little bit more definition. And I am totally happy with that. And then I'm going to layer the stars. And I'm actually, these gold sequin stars that came in the Maggie Holmes ephemera pack have a hole in them. Now, I'm sure you could sew those on if you wanted to, but you'd have to go around one of the edges, or even all of the edges. You'd have to make holes outside of the stars, what I'm saying. Hope that makes sense. But I just grabbed some Zots, and I think that Zots makes, I'm not exactly sure. I think that Zots makes sequin dots, like specifically made for sequins. But these small ones are perfect. Like, And I've got a ton of Zots. Oh my word, I have boxes of Zots because I thought that they were the coolest thing in the world, and I tried to use them as my main adhesive years and years ago, but it didn't work out for me. So, I have tons of Zots for these sequins and dots and everything else that's coming around. So I just moved that star over on top of the vellum banner because it is curling up some, and I'm not exactly sure if that's just because the vellum is going to curl or if it's because I didn't completely dry this background paper. So I'm not exactly sure why I didn't dry the background paper. Like, I'm thinking about it now, and it's like, what were you thinking? So I pull out the puffy stickers again, and I'm just adding some hearts. And these are going to be in the pink and the dark blue. And if I get that situated, there you go. And some of these hearts are less heart-shaped and more bunny-eared shaped, so it's kind of crazy, but I make it work. Like, you can tell that those are hearts, but some of them I'm like, dang, that is one weird, funky-looking heart. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to do is add some gold Heidi Swap Color Shine to the layout, and I'm just going to sprinkle it about, and I'm not going to be too concerned where it goes on the page, but it does get finished. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for checking out my page that started off as a huge mistake, and I'm actually pretty happy with it now. I just had to dab off some of the gold off of those stickers because, you know, it won't ever dry. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.